So real quick, I just wanted to jump back on here and do a breakdown of a couple transformers. I've got them all separated out. So we've pretty much got every single type here except for double aluminum. We have double copper. We have one copper coil, one aluminum coil. We have a triple coil, two of them copper, one aluminum. And the last one is the coils that when you scratch them are all aluminum, but they have hidden aluminum that a lot of people miss. So we're gonna go over each type and break one of each type down. I've got 19 transformers total, but we're only gonna do one of each category. So this one is a double copper. Let me just go ahead and finish it up. And we'll do another one and get the whole process. I don't have the right hammer today. I misplaced my hammer that I like to use. So we will do the best we can. This hammer is the one I've got. The one I like to use has the flathead end and the sledge other side. It's a 3 or 4 pound hammer, but I've misplaced it. So here we go. Excuse me. Get this rock out of the way. So again, if you haven't been here, transformers are a great source of copper. They come out of parking lot lights primarily for me. You can find them in a lot of different things. They come in all shapes and sizes, contain all different amounts of copper and aluminum. The primary weight of a transformer is steel, but there is definitely a good amount of copper in the double copper ones. And I've calculated it out. It's about a 22% recovery rate of copper if they are double copper. A lot lower if they're not. But let's go ahead and check this one out. So there's some welds on top. For those who haven't been here, it's hard to see, but there's welds right there. And there's welds on the, I call the bottom. You got a smaller surface area to hit. The other side, you got a bigger surface area. It makes an L shape. And the bottom L is what I want to hit. Because I'm not a sharpshooter here. I like to have a better surface area to hit at. So you don't need a chisel, you don't need a grinder. Some of them, yes, you may need a grinder because the weld is such a good weld or they start to delaminate. But really all you need is a hammer, a decent hammer, heavier than your normal everyday hammer. A regular hammer will work, you'll just be working yourself to death. I should have a better hammer than this, but again, I've misplaced it. So we will crack that weld, spin it around, crack the other weld, and then we'll try to get that copper out. I prefer to do it on a hard surface, but with a soft surface on top of that hard surface. There's mixed reviews on should I do it on just hard or hard and soft. I prefer it on hard and a soft surface on top. The reason being, that weld needs a place to go. If it's on a hard surface, there's really not anywhere for that weld to go. So I think my theory of being a hard surface on top, or a soft surface on top of a hard surface, that has just a little bit of cushion there to let that weld drop. So let's go. Boom. 5 hits or so. Spin it around. No chisel needed. Sometimes these edges are sharp, so you can clean them up. Because you're going to push this core out the other side. You got these little pieces of steel hiding in there. You want to take those out. Sometimes they just fall out. But we'll clean those edges up because that core needs to come out without snagging on the copper coil. Just a little, you know, hit there if you got to. Use your file. Sometimes they get really jagged. Hit the file on there. Just make things a lot easier. If your coils do not come off, you can cut them and pry them off. But these should slide out. There's a little piece of wire connecting the two. I like to go ahead and cut that. And you'll see why. That slid right out. That's copper. And now you got this coil. I like to slam it down to slide it as far as I can go. And copper is a whole lot easier to slide off than aluminum. Not sure why. Kind of annoying. But look at that. Just slid right out. That's about 5 pounds of copper from a 1,000-watt transformer. So we got 5 pounds of copper right there, and about, I don't know, 13 pounds of steel. So the next one we're gonna do is 1 copper coil and 1 aluminum coil. How do I know? Well, take a file, scratch test, shows copper. Other side shows aluminum. Shiny, white, silver, whatever you want to call it. So we got 1 copper coil, 1 aluminum coil. As long as there's some kind of copper in this, I break it down. If it's not, I just send it off with my scrap. Nice clean piece came off there. Nice piece came off there. So these edges, you see how sharp they are? You don't want that. You want to clean those edges up as best you can. Just a little love tap. Maybe the file for good measure. To save yourself a whole lot of time in the long run. These little pieces need to come out. I don't have the right hammer for the job, but they'll start to slide out and you can just pop it right there. Boom. Other side. Get it started. Pop it right out. Cut the wire in between. Flush it up. Send that core down. Copper coil. The rest is aluminum, which for whatever reason grabs on really tight. So I normally don't try to get it out, but I will give it a shot. And this one came out quite easy. They do not all come out that easy, I promise. Anyways, that was 1 copper, 1 aluminum. Next up, triple coil. We got 1 small coil, and you could call that a medium and a big, but I call those the 2 big and the 1 small. The 1 small is always aluminum. The 2 big are always copper. Don't think I've ever found any other combo for the triple, other than I have found triple coppers. I haven't found any other combination other than that. So let's break it. those little pieces out. Cut the cord, cut the umbilical, I'll call it, that holds those together. And these triple coils are almost always the easiest ones. I am going to clean up those edges just in case. I kind of do that for everyone because I hate grinding and prying them off. So I'd like to send these. Yep, there you go. Look at that. Easy peasy. There's your aluminum one. Now, sometimes when they're that orange color, they are copper, but a lot of the times when they're that weird yellowish color, they're aluminum. You can tell by the weight if you do it long enough. You know, it's really not hard to tell. But there's another 5 pounds of copper. All right, next up on the list is the last type that I have. Like I said, I don't have any double aluminums, but this is the hidden copper one. And normally when you scratch test them, you know, you're scratching right here, right? Or you're peeling this back and scratching on the top, and you'll say, oh, that's aluminum. Flip it over, same thing. Oh, that's aluminum. Well, if you've been doing this long enough or been dropping by my channel, if you look real close, there's a different color wired down in there. You know, that looks a little weird, so let's scratch it. What do you know? That's copper. Hidden down in the center, nobody would be the wiser. Even scrap yards. What they do when they test these, a lot of them buy them and check them now because they're going to aluminum. They'll hit it with a grinder right on top. Hit it with a grinder right on top. They won't know that there's copper in there unless you show them. Well, I like to get that copper out, so we will break it down. All right, clean the edges. Get the little piece out. Same thing. Pop it out. Got the umbilical. Smack it. Sometimes it doesn't want to go, but we'll see. Yeah, this is a tough one here. Doesn't want to play ball. So that'll be a cutter. Let's try another one so we see if we can get it apart. Come on, baby. Flip it. Get the side pieces out. I showed the guys at the scrapyard how to break these down. They couldn't believe how easy it was. Because they were wondering Why the hell do I keep buying these? This guy must have found an easy way to break these down. I showed him and they were jaws to the floor. I'm like, you haven't seen this before? Nope. I don't know if this one wants to play ball either. No, it don't. Come on. Wish I had my other hammer. This one don't have enough ass behind it. Come on, baby. Nope. Let's try one more. Really want to get this hidden copper out of there to show y'all. This will make you sweat on a cold day. You ever need to warm up? Go crack you some transformers by hand. Be nice if you had a press. Mr. Project Shop, Derek, over there at Project Shop FL. Always shout him out when I do some transformers. Because if you want to see how to do it with a press, if you happen to have a press, go give him a check. Go check him out and give him a subscription and a like. Let him know I sent you. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Because he's the Copper King, Transformer King. If you want copper videos, go watch him. I promise you won't be disappointed. Alright, clean up the edges. Maybe I missed that last time. I'm going to file them down just in case. Alright, let's see. Come on, baby. Play ball with me. Trying to keep me away from the copper. Whew. Come on. Almost there. Forgot to cut the umbilical. Umbilical cut. We got it. So if you're breaking them down, you don't know if it's aluminum or copper, but you got, you know, one you know is copper, one you know is aluminum. This one feels in between because it's got that hidden copper. Now I'm going to show you how to get it out. Get you a pair of these cable cutters, $25 at Harbor Freight. Stick that in there about halfway, cut it, flip it around, stick the rest of it. Do the other side. You may be saying, well, this seems like a lot of work to get that little bit of copper. Well, it may be. But that little bit of copper right in the middle, see it? That little bit of copper weighs more than that. This 10% copper weighs more than that 90% aluminum. You take your hammer, pop it a few times, and that copper just wants to fall right out. Separates really nicely. Look at that. See that? Comes out in a nice chunk. And I kid you not, that weighs more or about the same as that aluminum. And you got more on the other side. Sometimes, yes, you'll have a few stragglers here and there. But what I do is if I have some like this, I keep them whole. I put them in with my copper. Because I can show them, hey, it's got copper in it. They maybe give me a mixed price, but I've had whole batches of transformers with the hidden copper, and I'm like, I don't want to let that copper go, so I'll break them down and it added up quite a bit, you know. But this time we only have 3, but it was cool to make another video on it for people who don't know about it. Pop it, separate it, pretty much comes right out. It's all bundled up together. Same with the other side. Comes out in a nice chunk. Boom. Copper, baby. Hidden copper. Alright, guys. I got a lot of work to do cleaning up, cracking more transformers. I put enough videos out today. But, yeah. Stay tuned. Lots more to come.